Yo, what's up everyone? This video we're looking at the NBA preseason slate for Monday. We got a nice 6-game slate today, so let's get into it. Before we get started, you can drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Last couple of preseason days, we've always had a couple teams just resting all the starters. That might happen again today. If that does, I'll post some updates on Twitter at the DFS process for the picks because I might have to change them with the value that opens up. But as of now, I'm assuming everyone's playing that's not been listed out already. So we have some news like the Thunder are resting Chris Paul and Steven Adams. The Suns starters rested last game, so they should be good to go for like 20 to 5 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes, hopefully this one. Curry's at 8,600. He hasn't rested yet this preseason, coming off a huge game. Facing the Lakers, you got a lot of good options to pay up for with Curry, LeBron, who's now point guard eligible on this one, but I don't think LeBron's going to play that many minutes, especially with Anthony Davis getting injured. They probably want to keep their core healthy or as healthy as can be heading into the regular season. I love Luka. He's just playing a lot of minutes, and he's been so productive. Nobody really takes any of his usage away. Him and Kristaps just dominate the usage. So Luka's a top play to pay up for. I'm not super high on Trae Young today just because we have some other guys in great spots like Luka. You have Devin Booker cheaper than him. So my favorite guy at point guard is going to be Luka Doncic here at 8,300 facing this Thunder team. I expect this to be a pretty fast-paced game, pretty high scoring. The Thunder, Chris Paul is resting, so he's probably going to be matched up against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or whoever fills in for Chris Paul. Luka is just a dynamic player. He's going to shoot a lot. He has the ball in his hands quite a bit, and you can flirt with the triple-double stat line, so he just fills up the stat sheet. 8,300 is a pretty nice price tag for him. At shooting guard, lots of good options here. I like Devin Booker a lot at 77. Steph Curry's fine at 86 as well. And then if you're going value, you got some nice players here like Jamal Murray, who's looked a little shaky so far. He hasn't had a big game yet, but he's playing quite a bit. And then you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who should get he's been getting a lot of playing time, and without Chris Paul, he should have the ball in his hands a lot this one. So I love Shai at 59. And you got some decent value here with like Caruso coming off the bench, just playing a decent amount. And then here, DeLon Wright, 45. Bradley's playing a lot, but he just is not a big permanent guy, so I'm not super high on him. And then here, depending on who starts, KCP started last game. He played quite a bit. We'll see if they stick with that again. He could be a decent option at that price tag. But the guy I'm going with is going to be Devin Booker here to pair with. On the Suns here, he's my favorite play on the Suns team. He just dominates the usage, just like Luka does for his Mavericks. He rested last game, so he should see a decent amount of minutes. At home is when Devin Booker usually plays pretty well. And the matchup against the Nuggets, they have a pretty good team defense, but individually, I like the matchup for him. He just dominates and can get to the rim. He always gets to the foul line quite a bit, and 77 is not an expensive price tag. You can definitely pay off that salary if he plays 25 minutes like I expect. At small forward, you have quite a bit of options here. If you're not paying up for LeBron, you got like Danilo Gallinari, who I think is going to play. He's not listed out on Draftkings. He's out for Thursday's game. I think the reason he's listed out is because of that. If he does rest with Paul and Adams, then we'll see whoever fills in for him would be a nice value play. But I expect him to play. He rested last game, so without those two, he should see some decent minutes, especially gets a uptick in rebounding with no Steven Adams, and he's pretty affordable at 56 and has a double-double candidate without Adams in this one. And other guys, you got some injuries here like Kuzma, Herter. If you're going pretty cheap here, you could look at like Miles Bridges here. He's playing a lot of minutes. Nobody's really been productive on the Hornets. He's playing a lot. He's starting. At only 4,600, he can definitely pay off his salary. And see if there's any other cheap options. Not a ton. Cam Johnson, he's been starting for the Suns. He's a good option at 43. At power forward here, Davis is probably going to miss the rest of the preseason. The Lakers just have so many bodies, so it's tough to figure out who's to play unless we get word that they're going to play starters a certain amount of minutes or if some people are going to be out. Kristaps is up to 71. He was pretty bad last game, but that's what you're going to get a lot of the time. The matchup is really good here against the Thunder, so I don't mind paying out for him at 71. And you got some nice value here with like Collins, even though the matchup is tough at only 57. Got to like Adebayo a lot at 55. Facing the Hawks, the Heat, I've got a lot of rest days, so their starters should be good to go here at home, playing a good amount of minutes. And then for more value, you got like another guy on the Hornets who's been playing pretty well is PJ Washington. He's only 5,000 in this one. You still can play Bridges here. You can play Derek Jones Jr. You can play Grant. Plumlee will be a nice play if Millsap is out, so keep an eye on that. But I think Marquise Chris is a solid option here, 4,400. He got the start last game, and he played well enough. I mean, he played much better than Spellman did when he got the start, opening night, or first game in the preseason. So I expect Chris to continue to draw the start. There's opportunity to be had for production here with Steph Curry and D'Angelo Russell. There's no other guy that's really taking a lot of shots. Draymond Green never really takes that much shots, and playing center, you always get the opportunities for rebounds, blocks, and you can get easy putbacks at the rim. 4,400 for Chris. Seems like one of the better value plays on the slate. At center, I love the Joker here. 8,400 is super affordable. Played 22 minutes again the first preseason game. He should be able to play in this one. We'll see. They might rest him because they said they wanted to keep him healthy, fresh for the regular season. But I expect him, if he does play, he should play pretty well against DeAndre Ayton, not known for his defense. He should get pummeled, and last season, Jokic had some huge games against the Suns, so I like him a lot at 84. Ayton, I think, is fine, but with Jokic right there, only $1,000 more, I'll try to get up there and pay up for Jokic. And then for value here, whoever fills in for Steven Adams would be a nice value play. If Nerlens Noel is healthy, then he could be a really solid option here, filling in for Adams. So we'll see when we get that news tomorrow, if he's going to play or not. But I like Jokic here, 8,400. Going to try to get some studs in here and fill it out with some value. So far we got 3 studs and we got 1 value play in Chris. At the guard, I'm going to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at only 5,900. He's playing well. He's playing a lot of minutes for the Thunder, and without Chris Paul in this one, should get more opportunities, more usage, have the ball in his hands a lot more, and he's been playing well and shooting the ball pretty well in the first couple of preseason games. So at 5,900, he's a really nice value play against the Mavericks. And last but not least, at forward, you can play bunch of options, like I already mentioned, like Collins, Gallinari, if he's playing, I expect him to. Adebayo at only 55. You got some cheap options here with like 4,600 for Bridges, Jones. But the guy that I like is going to be Bam Adebayo here, 5,500. I expect he has lots of opportunity to have a decent game. And centers against the Hawks have done pretty well in years past, especially last season. At home, no real competition for minutes at the center position with Hassan Whiteside on the Portland Trailblazers now. So he's going to be the starting center come regular season, and the matchup is fine here against the Hawks. I like Adebayo a lot at 5,500. He can really have a good chance to get close to a double-double. He's good with the blocks when he plays a decent amount of minutes, and just a solid overall player to be at 5,500. So that's what I'm liking for now. That's the first look before we get all the crazy injuries that we know is going to come out. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the Twitter, and I'll probably post some updates in the comments below. But that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and good luck on Monday night.